Estonia. This small Baltic country has the highest rate of unicorns per capita in the world. Why is it such a great place to start your business? Let's talk about it now! Hi, I'm Oliver and welcome back to the channel AskMeStartup, where we talk about startups, small businesses and the world that surrounds them. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and pushing the notification bell so YouTube lets you know whenever I'm uploading new content. If you're into business, if you have a startup or if you plan to start a business, please feel free to download a free startup checklist, link in the description below. Today's topic, Estonia. Is it a good place to start your business? So as always in this series, we take a look on the facts about the country first. So Estonia is a small Baltic country neighboring Latvia in the south, Russia in the east, and the Gulf of Finland in the north. It has roughly 1.3 million inhabitants with its capital Tallinn. And they all do a GDP PPP per capita of roughly $38,000 US, which is better than many of the Eastern European countries, but still worse than a lot of other countries. Nonetheless, since they're such a small country and they have a rich startup culture, obviously, up until today, they're doing pretty good based on these levels. So what are they doing different? Before we answer this question, we first have to take a look on the legal and governmental practices. On the legal side, we have to say that they're on par with everything that you would expect from a proper European state, and they are on par with their neighbors. Furthermore, they do have specific rules and regulations for startups, enabling them to grow and settle fast in Estonia. The government also wants to attract digital nomads, so they're offering citizenships or residencies in Estonia to open a bank account and then work wherever you want in the world. That is very unique, and it already shows you that this country and this government is actually trying to attract the young generation of workers, well-educated people, to grow businesses in and from Estonia. Then, a small side remark. Transparency International ranks Estonia on rank 17 out of 180 countries they're measuring, which already tells you that besides having great, attractive rules and regulations, they're also very transparent and not really corrupt in this country, which is of course fostering good businesses to survive and to thrive in this country. So if we want to start a business in Estonia, so how entrepreneurial are the Estonians since they have so many startups? If we compare the levels, you would be surprised that actually they're not much more entrepreneurial than the Swiss or the Germans. Maybe better than the French, and of course much better than many of the Eastern European countries. But they're not exceptionally high levels that we haven't seen in any other country. Nonetheless, they offer a good combination of very well-educated workforce, a good startup infrastructure, and people who are open to try out new things, and a governmental setup to support you. You have to be aware that, of course, for instance, in schools, kids on primary schools already get used to try out things on computers, to develop their own games, their own apps, all these things at a level where other countries don't even have computers in schools. They have a digital government, so everything is automated there. Hence, it is natural to the population to try out things on a digital space. Now, if we know all this, which popular brands are there? Then, of course, for that out Estonian, right? There should be some. So if you look at the traditional companies, I have to say none of them meant anything to me. But when I was looking at the startup unicorns, and remember I said at the beginning, no other country has a higher rate per capita of unicorns than Estonia. Which are these very famous unicorns? I think every one of you knows one of them at least, Skype. So Skype is an Estonian development. Of course, maybe let's say has had its challenges with its buyer Microsoft. Then Wise or TransferWise, a huge fintech startup coming from Estonia. So is Estonia good for startups? And the next answer is yes, it is. And I have to tell you, they have one of the best websites I have ever seen in the whole research I've done on so many countries that actually enables you to start a business anywhere in the world, but of course also in Estonia. There will be a link in the description down below, and you can go through it and read through everything. But let's put it frank down to the point. They even are offering you contracts for everything related to startups. What I mean by this, you can have a founder's agreement, you can have a equity agreement, you can have a leave agreement, you can have an NDA, everything in English available for you to use. Some of the parts are, accustomed to Estonian law, but let's put it this way, 95% you can use anywhere in the world. So I highly recommend you to go and click on the link in the description below. I have no affiliation with them. Just read through the documents, copy them, and use them for yourself, because you can use them anywhere. And these documents are really good. I read through a lot of them, and I have to tell you, they have thought of almost everything. They have been established by very good law firms, hence they have really good legal sense behind them. So then the next big question, I'm sure that is on your mind, is there a startup visa to Estonia? And of course the answer is yes, there is. This country wants to attract foreign entrepreneurs because they can grow big companies, unicorns in this country. But you need to be aware, they're really looking for disruptive technologies, and I want to read that passage through you so that you can really understand what they're looking for. And I have to say, this is true for any of the European countries I have been talking in this series so far. A technology-based, innovative and scalable business. Your business model is expected to pack global growth potential. Think Airbnb and Uber, not restaurant or one-man consultancies. The startup visas aim at tech-driven startup to solve big problems, disrupt industries, and serve millions of people. That should go through your heart. Once you accepted this, you are free to go because the costs are neglectable. The minimum requirement by law is 1,900 euros a year. It will be more because you need to pay rent, etc., but the fees are really, really low. You have all the legal documents available for free to use on that website, and they help you to guide through the application. So the application is then valid for a year. If you have founded an Estonian company, you can then apply for residency of 5 years. Hence, whatever you do, you're welcome as long as you can provide an innovative idea that will or has the potential to disrupt industries in the future. So is Estonia a good place to start the business? Well, it's proven to be the best place in Europe to get unicorns. Hence, chances and likelihood to be on top of the game and to try out new things, specifically tech-related, internet-based related stuff. There isn't a better place in Europe to go than Estonia currently. All right, everybody. I hope this is helpful to you. If you started a business or registered a business in Estonia, just let us know what you think, how your experiences have been, and what you've been looking or missing. Thank you for paying attention. If you made it that far in the video, please subscribe and push the notification bell because it really helps to boost the channel. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm going to see you next time.